Hi friends, welcome to my channel. My name is Juan. I'm a yarn addict, hence the name Juan the Yarn Addict, and I want to thank each and every one of you guys for stopping by to check out my channel today. This is a yarn and crochet channel where we talk about all things yarn and all things crochet, so if that interests you, please sit back and watch this video because today, my friends, I offer you a tutorial for my Genesis scarf. So this particular scarf was created before I started my channel. I actually made this behind the scenes. I hadn't even thought of creating a YouTube channel at the time. And I said to myself, if I ever decided to sit in front of the camera and start a YouTube channel, I'd like to showcase this in the very first video, which I did. The welcome to my channel video, I wore this. And so at that time I said to myself, if my channel ever grew, if I ever gained any sort of following, at some point I would recreate that scarf for many people to follow me, learn, and wear. So here we are, celebrating 6 months on the YouTube streets. I'm so thankful for my journey, and I'm very appreciative of everybody who has followed me along the way and continues to follow me. So in light of all that, I created the Genesis scarf as a tutorial. I also have a written pattern. And so this here is, the original. And so what I did was I went back to the drawing boards. I said, well, okay, I learned a lot since then. I didn't really know much about repeats, so I created a repeat pattern, which is what I'm wearing right now. This is the new and improved Genesis scarf. All of the counts are correct. My pattern has been tested, it's been proofed, and it's a lot of fun to make. So the actual pattern, which is right here, it is a written pattern, okay, and it will be available on Ravelry for those of you guys who are interested. It is a 3-page pattern, nothing too complicated. It is beginner friendly, but beginner intermediate is where I would land this particular pattern. It will be available on Ravelry, but this original scarf was made using Lionbrand Scarfie. Okay, so Lionbrand Scarfie, if you're not aware, is a bulky 5-weight yarn. They recommend a 6.5mm crochet hook, but this particular pattern, I give you the option of using either what they recommend or a 7mm crochet hook for more drape. Okay, the actual yardage that you're going to need for this particular scarf is approximately 800 yards if you're going with Lionbrand Scarfie or any 5-weight yarn. Okay, 800 yards. If you want to recreate this project using a medium 4-weight yarn and you want to go this route, well, this particular project was worked up using Red Heart Super Saver Ombre in the colorway Hickory, and you're going to need exactly 2 skeins. And the total yardage that you're going to use for this yarn is 960 yards. And the crochet hook that I used for this was a 6mm crochet hook, otherwise known as a US letter J. And I believe you might have, give or take, between 10 and 20 yards left at the end. And this is what this creates. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this off and show you what the new and improved version of the Genesis scarf actually looks like. So it is a 6-row repeat. And this particular scarf, I went a little further than 24 inches. I actually did a total of 30 inches for myself because I do stand 6 foot 6 inches. So I needed to make mine a little bigger. But the pattern that I have here does indicate that 24 inches going down the center is kind of where your stopping point should be. So from the midpoint here down to the point here, which is what I call the apex, 24 inches, but you can continue going. And the pattern does state that if you want to go into a shawl or a bigger version of the scarf, you can literally continue doing the repeat, the 6-row repeat, until you get the size that you desire. Okay. It's super easy. The tutorial that I provide you is very simple. It's very straightforward. Feel free to slow me down if you feel as though I'm going too fast, or speed me up if you feel like I'm going too slow. Pause me until you get to your stopping point or whatever. Feel free to use the video however you want. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please sound off in the comments. I hope you enjoy this tutorial. It is a labor of love. It is my very first project that I completed for my channel before I actually started my channel. So with that being said, I'm going to let you continue on with the tutorial. I hope you enjoy, and thank you very much for watching. Take care. Okay friends, so for the purposes of this tutorial, I'm going to be using a medium 4-weight yarn. This is Premier's anti-pilling yarn in their colorway Cream. Okay, and I'm going to be using a 6mm crochet hook. And to get started, we need to create a slip knot on our hook. However you do this is absolutely fine, so long as the end result is this. From here, we need to chain 4. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. From here, we need to insert the tip of our crochet hook into the first chain, draw up a loop, and slip to close. After we slip to close, we need to pull on our working yarn and our hook to tighten up the tension, to then create a circle, which is what you see here between my thumbs. From here, we need to chain 1, and now we will be working into our circle. So in the circle, we need to work 4 double crochets. So yarn over, go into the circle, draw up a loop, yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go through 2. And now we need to do that 3 more times for a total of 4 double crochets. That's 2. That's 3. And this is 4. From here, we need to chain 2, and we need to go back into our circle with 4 more double crochets. Yarn over, go into the circle, draw up a loop, yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go through 2, and we need to do that 3 more times. That's 1, that's 2, and that's 3. Now we should have a total of 8 double crochets with a chain space of 2 chains. So 4 double crochets, 2 chains, 4 double crochets. Okay? So from here, we need to chain 2 and turn our work. Okay, so to start off row 2, we need to insert our hook into that very first stitch, which is right here. And we need to do 3 double crochets. So yarn over, go into the stitch, draw up a loop, yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go through 2. And you're going to do that 2 more times into that same stitch. Just like that. Okay? And now we're going to insert 1 double crochet into each of these 3 stitches in between my thumbs. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so yarn over, go into the stitch, and just do your double crochet as normal. This is the second stitch, and now this is the third stitch. And now we are in what we call the apex. This is the top portion of our project. It's the point. And in the apex, we're going to do a double crochet, chain 2, double crochet. So yarn over, go into the chain space, draw up a loop, yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go through 2. Chain 2, and then go back into that apex with another double crochet. Okay? And now what we need to do is insert 1 double crochet in each of the 3 stitches in between my thumbs. 1, 2, and 3. Okay? 1, 2, and 3. And now there should be 1 stitch remaining, and if you tilt your work back towards you, you'll see it. There's the front loop, there's the back loop. Okay? So in that particular stitch, we're going to insert our hook and do 3 double crochets. So yarn over, go into the stitch, draw up a loop, yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go through 2. Now we're going to do that 2 more times. Okay, and that concludes row 2, and you should have 7 double crochets on either side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Perfect. And if I haven't mentioned it, the chain 2s at the end of every row do not count towards anything. All it does is grow out our work. Okay, and so now after these first 2 rows, my friends, we will now start a 6-row repeat. These 2 rows do not count towards the 6-row repeat. Okay, so to start the 6-row repeat, we're going to chain 2 and turn our work. All right, so in this very first stitch, we're going to insert our hook and do 3 double crochets. It's 1, that's 2, and this is 3. Okay? Now we're going to do front post double crochets all the way down the side around each of these stitches. Okay? There are 6 in total. So we're going to yarn over, go down and around the stitch, draw up a loop, yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go through 2. Okay? And we're going to repeat that all the way down here. So yarn over, go down and around, draw up a loop, yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go through 2. And that's 2 so far. Yarn over, go down and around the stitch, draw up a loop, yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go through 2. And you're going to repeat that 3 more times, okay? That's 2, and that's 3. Okay, and that's what it looks like so far. So here we are at the apex again. Obviously there's nothing for us to go around, so we're going to go into the apex with a double crochet, chain 2, double crochet. And now we're going to do a front post double crochet all the way down the side, leaving out the last stitch. So we did 6 front post double crochets on this side. We need to do 6 front post double crochets on this side. And the best way to do this, to remember, is just make sure you get every stitch and leave out the last stitch. Okay, because whatever we do on one side has to happen on the other side to balance it out. And we started this row with 3 double crochets. That's why we're leaving out that last stitch, because we're going to do 3 double crochets on this side. Okay, so to make it easier, just do a front post double crochet around every stitch, leaving out the last stitch of the row. Okay, just like this. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 1 more makes 6. And there should be 1 stitch remaining, which there is. It's right here. Okay, so what we're going to do, like I just mentioned, we're going to do 3 double crochets in this last stitch here. So yarn over, go in, make sure you're picking up the front and the back loop, which is what we did. We're going to draw up that loop and just do a double crochet, and then we're going to do it 2 more times in this stitch right here. Okay, and so let's chain 2, which doesn't count as always, and turn our work. And so this is the end of the first row of our repeat. Okay, so row 1 of 6 is a front post double crochet. All right, so now this next row here, for row 2 of the repeat, it's going to be a popcorn stitch. So to start this row here, we need to go into this very first stitch and do 3 double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. From here, we need to chain 1 and skip 1, and then go into that next stitch right here. We're going to yarn over, and we're going to go into that next stitch here, and we're going to do 5 double crochets. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, so from here we need to make a bunny ear or a large loop. You're going to insert your hook into this very first double crochet right here. After you insert your hook, you're going to go into that bunny ear or that large loop and tighten your tension of the working yarn, and you're going to slip through that very first stitch to close, and then chain 1 to lock, chain 1 to move on. And then now we're going to skip the next stitch here. We're going to move on to this next one here and do 5 double crochets in that next stitch. So there's 1, here's 2, there's 3, there's 4, and then there's 5. Okay, so we're going to make a large loop or a bunny ear, whichever you prefer. Insert your hook into the first stitch, go into the bunny ear, tighten the tension of your working yarn, slip to close it together, chain 1 to lock, chain 1 to move on. And so continue down until we get towards the apex. I will meet you. I believe there's 2 more popcorns before we meet again. Okay, so make sure you skip this stitch here and go into the next one with your 5 double crochets. Okay, and I will meet you when we have 4 completed popcorns. Okay friends, so here we have 4 popcorns on the first side. Okay, and to close off that last popcorn, we chained 1 to lock, chained 1 to move on, and there is 1 stitch remaining, which is perfect because that chain 1 to skip will go over this stitch right here. And what we want to do after that is go into the apex with a double crochet, chain 2, double crochet. Okay, now whatever you do on this side you have to do on the other side. So since we did a chain 1, double crochet, now we're coming out with the double crochet, we need to chain 1, and we need to skip the first stitch and go into the second stitch here with a popcorn. So 5 double crochets in this stitch right here. So that's 1 double crochet, and we need to do 4 more. Okay, for a total of 5 double crochets. Okay, make a large loop, go into that first stitch, go into that loop, tighten the tension of your working yarn and pull it towards the first stitch there, chain to lock, chain to move on, and that's what it looks like. Okay, so continue down the other side and I will meet you at the end of the row. Okay friends, so here we are at the end of the row. I have another set of 4 popcorns like I do on the other side. It's balanced out. Okay, and I have 2 stitches remaining, which is correct right here. So we chained 1 to lock, we chained 1 to move on, and in this last, we're going to skip this stitch, so we're going to jump right to the last stitch. And in this last stitch we're going to insert our hook and do 3 double crochets. So that's 1, that's 2, and then there's 3. Okay, and let's chain 2, and before we turn our work, let's just take a quick look at where we are. Okay, let me just do one of these. So this is what we're looking like. Okay, so this is the second row of a 6-row repeat. All right, and the recipe is going to be the same once we build it up, our project out. So what we're going to do now is we're going to work on the 3rd row of our 6-row repeat, which is the half double crochet. So we're going to turn our work to the back side, and in the very first stitch, which is right here, we're going to insert 3 half double crochets into this very first stitch. So we're going to yarn over, go into the stitch and drop a loop. we're going to yarn over and go through all 3, just like that. Okay, and we're going to do that 2 more times, just like that. Okay, so 3 half double crochets. Now in the next 2 stitches we're going to insert our hook and do 1 half double crochet in each, just like this. Okay, now for the remainder of the side, what we need to do is we need to do a half double crochet in every chain space, okay, and in every popcorn. So we have a chain space, let's go ahead and do the half double crochet. So yarn over, go into the chain space, draw up a loop, yarn over, go through all 3. And now what we want to do is we want to do a half double crochet on the top of the popcorn. So we're going to yarn over, go into the back of the popcorn and out the top. Just got to make sure we grab the top. Let's go in there. There we go. Draw up a loop, yarn over, and go through all 3 loops. Next, let's go ahead and go into the chain space, half double crochet, and now we're going to go in and out through the top. So yarn over, go in and up through the top of our popcorn, just like that. Draw up a loop, come down, and do our half double crochet. Once you get the hang of it, it goes pretty quickly. Just like that. That's the chain space, and now in the popcorn. So yarn over, go into the popcorn and up the top, just like that. Let's grab the loop. Oops. It's a little tricky, but once you get the hang of it, you're fine. Okay. So that's what we look like. All half double crochets there. Okay, that's the front side. It's pretty neat, making sure that, you know, they're coming out of the tops of the popcorns. Okay, so now we're going to go into the double crochet here at the top. Half double crochet there. Now into the apex with a half double crochet, chain 2, and then a half double crochet. Now what we did on this side, we have to repeat on this side. So we're going to do a half double crochet into this first stitch, half double crochet in the chain space, and now we're going to repeat into the popcorn, into the chain space, into the popcorn, into the chain space. So yarn over, go into the popcorn and up the top, draw up a loop, come through, slip to close, just like that. Come on, there we go. Okay, into the chain space, yarn over, go into the popcorn and up the top, draw up a loop, there we go. And now into that chain space, just like that. Okay, so now what we need to do is we need to insert our hook and take care of these 2 of the 3 stitches, because remember, we are going to do 3 half doubles into this last stitch, because we did that in the beginning. So we have 3 stitches remaining. We're going to do a half double here, a half double in the next one, and then in this last one we're going to do 3 half double crochets. 1, 2, and 3, just like that. Okay. So now we're going to chain 2 and turn our work. Okay. So that's where we're at after the half double crochet row, which is the third row of the 6-row repeat. So just to recap, we had the front post double crochet, we had the popcorn, and now we have the half double crochet. Okay, so now for row 4 of the 6-row repeat, it's going to be a row of double crochets, which is great. We're going to fly past this. So in the very first stitch, as always, we're going to insert 3 double crochets. And if you see a pattern trending here, at the beginning and at the end of every row, it's 3 stitches. Okay, so this is a double crochet row. It's going to be 3 double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, now we're going to insert a double crochet into every stitch until we get to the apex. Okay, so continue on with this, double crochet in every stitch until you get to the apex, and I will meet you there. Okay, okay friends, so I've completed half double crochets all the way up the side for row 4 of our 6-row repeat, and here I am at the apex. Okay, so what we need to do now is we need to go into the apex with a double crochet, chain 2, and a double crochet. And now we're going to continue all the way down, putting 1 double crochet into every stitch. Okay, and then at the very end, we're going to do 3 double crochets. But for now, just insert 1 double crochet into every stitch of the side, and I will meet you at the end of this row. Okay? Okay friends, so here we are at the end of row 4 of our 6-row repeat. Okay, it's looking good. And what I always do is I just verify my counts for the first section of the repeats. I just double check my counts, okay? And just make sure that your stitch count on this side matches the stitch count on this side. And if by chance you have 1 too many or 1 not enough, you know, this first section here is where I, you know, make my corrections. So everything should be equal. It's been tested, but in the event that you make a mistake, and let's just say, you know, one side has 1 too many, it is okay to like only put 2 at the end, you know, or an extra 1, just to make sure you're balanced before you continue out your project. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to chain 2 and turn our work, and we're going to move on to row 5 of our 6-row repeat, which is windows. Okay, double crochet windows. So this is another row that's going to go super quick, which is nice for us. And what we need to do is do 3 double crochets in the very first stitch. So that's 1, that's 2, and that's 3. And then from here, we need to chain 1, and we need to skip 1, and go right into this next stitch right here. Chain 1, skip 1, go to the next stitch. Okay, so continue doing your windows, and I will meet you once we get to the apex. Okay? Okay, friends, so once you get to the apex, you should have 1 extra space here. And what you want to do is go right into the apex with a double crochet, chain 2, and then a double crochet, just like that. And you're going to chain 1, and you're going to skip the first one and go into the next one. Double crochet, chain 1, skip 1, and go into the next one. You're going to continue on with your windows, just like this. Chain 1, skip 1, go into the next stitch. Okay, So this is what we're looking like. Okay, so continue on with that, and I will meet you at the end of row 5 of our 6-row repeat. Okay friends, so here we are at the end of our 6-row repeat. So I have the double crochet here. I'm going to chain 1, I'm going to skip this one, and in that last stitch right here, I'm going to do 3 double crochets, just like we did in the very beginning. It's 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so this is what we're looking like. Let me chain 2 and turn the work. Let's just take a quick look at what this is looking like. Okay, very nice so far. Okay, so all right, so now we're going to move on to row 6 of our 6-row repeat here. And in this row here, it is called the extended double crochet row. Okay, and to do this, what we need to do is insert 3 extended double crochets into this very first stitch. So we're going to yarn over, go into the stitch, draw up a loop, yarn over, only go through 1 loop. Yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go through 2. Okay? So it's almost like a treble, except you're not yarning over twice. You're doing just 1 yarn over, you're going into the stitch, drawing up a loop, yarn over, only go through 1, and then through 2, and then through 2. Okay? Let's do that again. Yarn over, go into the stitch, draw up a loop, yarn over, go through 1, yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go through 2. And that is the extended double crochet. And now what we need to do is we need to insert an extended double crochet into every stitch and into every chain space of the row. Okay? So, just going to continue on here. Go through 1, go through 2, go through 2. And it's pretty simple once you get the hang of it, and you'll notice it's taller than your standard double crochet. So this is the double crochet here, that's your extended. Looks kind of nice. So yarn over, go into the chain space, draw up a loop, yarn over, go through 1, yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go through 2. Okay? So you're going to just continue doing this all the way down the side, going into every stitch and into every chain space of the side, and I will meet you at the apex. Okay? Okay friends, so here I am at the apex, and I've inserted an extended double going into every chain space and every stitch of the side, as you can see. Okay? And I have the 3 extended in the very beginning. Okay, so in the apex, it's literally going to be an extended double crochet, chain 2, and then another extended double, just like that. And then we're going to continue business as usual, extended double crochet into every stitch and every chain space all the way down. Okay, so continue doing that, and I will meet you at the end of the row. Okay? Okay, friends, so I have 1 stitch remaining, and in this 1 stitch here, we're going to do 3 extended double crochets. It's 1, that's 2, and this is 3. Okay, so this is what we're looking like. It's super nice. Okay, so this is 1 complete set from the ridge to the end here. That is the 6-row repeat. And now what we're going to do is I'm going to do another set, okay, because we begin with a front post double crochet, and we're, instead of doing it around the double crochets like we did here, we're actually going to be doing it around the extended double crochets. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do row 1 of the 6-row repeat with you guys, and then I'm going to continue on just to kind of show you what this looks like, and then I'm going to show you the finished project up close. Okay, so to start round 1 again, or row 1, we're going to chain 2 and turn our work. Okay, and from here it's going to be 3 double crochets in the very first stitch. 1, 2, and 3. And now in this very first extended double crochet, which is right here in between my thumbs, we're going to yarn over, go down and around that stitch, draw up a loop, yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go through 2. Just like we did down below in the beginning. It's just an extended, not an extended, it's going to be a front post double crochet. Just yarning over, going down and around the stitch, drawing up a loop, yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go through 2. Okay, so just go ahead and repeat that, and I will meet you at the apex. Okay friends, so here I am at the apex of the first row of the repeat. Okay, we're going to go into the apex with a double crochet, chain 2, double crochet, just like that, and then we're going to continue on doing the front post double crochets around every extended double crochet as we were doing in the first half. Just going down and around the stitch and just doing a double crochet, down and around, double crochet. Okay, just like that. So continue doing that, my friends, and I will see you at the end of the row. Okay friends, so I am at the end of the row and I have 1 stitch remaining. We're going to do 3 double crochets in that very last stitch, just like this. Okay, we're going to chain 2 and turn our work over. Let's just take a quick look at this. That's so nice. Okay, let me back this up a little bit. There we go. So this is what our work is looking like. Super nice. Okay, so the ridges, as you can see, will mark the repeat. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead off camera and I'm going to do another section of a repeat to just show you what this looks like. Okay, and after that I will show you the finished project and talk to you about all the other details. Okay, so I will be right back. Okay friends, so this is what this looks like after 2 complete sets of repeats here. I've gone 1 through 6 twice. This is the extended double crochet here. Okay, it looks super nice. This is what the back side looks like. Very nice. Okay, and now I want to show you the completed project, what it looks like completely finished up close. So this was done using Red Heart Super Saver Ombre. It took me 2 complete skeins to work up this project here. It's kind of big. Okay, so here's the beginning here. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I repeated this a total of 6 times. Okay, and yeah, It's super nice. It's very structured. All the stitch counts match. It's super nice. And then to end the project, what I did was, after the extended double crochets, I just did a whole row here of single crochets to just end it. And that's what I did here. And so, yeah, 2 complete skeins. I think I may have had like, I don't know, 20 yards left, not even, after the second skein of the Red Heart Super Saver. This colorway here is Hickory. Super nice. All the browns. Okay. So that is the tutorial, my friends, for the Genesis scarf. If you enjoyed this, please give me a like, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and of course hit the notification bell to stay updated with everything regarding me and my channel. Look out for more tutorials and all the things on my channel, friends. So that is it for this one, and until the next one, take care, friends. Bye-bye.